Welcome in, Iowa Hawkeye fans, to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report, and this is probably the best week of Hawkeye sports we have had in a very, very long time, maybe since both the men's and women's NCAA tournaments last spring. The football team beat Nebraska. The basketball team has two huge non-conference wins. The wrestling team takes down Wisconsin. Where do we want to start here, fellas? Basketball, I think.
Hold on. Yeah. Let's start with basketball. I'm just gonna really quick ask everyone to put on their VR and take them back 1 week ago to this comment.
If we beat any of the Power 5 teams left in our non-conference schedule, I will shave a swastika into my head. If we beat any of the...
I forgot.
You heard
Who said that?
last week. I forgot all about that. Oh man,
I hate you, Joey.
Care to comment?
All right. IG Live.
Carver took my mic. That's all I got.
So you're blaming that on your 4-year-old son, correct?
Correct, yes.
All right.
Okay. That seems like a pretty feeble excuse.
So let's just get her kicked off. 3 weeks ago, many Iowa fans had left this basketball team for dead. They took that and shoved it right up their own ass and said, hey, the basketball team we're good. We're good now. I don't know how good exactly yet, but we're at least competitive on all fronts. Our defenses looked great. We beat Texas Tech, who was ranked number 12. Lost to a good San Diego State team who's still undefeated. And then we go to the Carrier Dome and beat Syracuse. Granted, they've been struggling on offense this year, and they did come in losing 3 in a row, but it's still a power conference, and you go there and beat them by double digits on the road in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. What are your thoughts over this last week? It's kind of been a roller coaster.
Let's start off by acknowledging the Syracuse is straight garbage. Will finish bottom 2 in the ACC probably. But with that said, winning on the road against another Power 5 conference is impressive, no matter what. Especially when Penzel was out, CJ Frederick was out. That's huge. Fran was great tonight. He was great against Texas Tech.
That offense, the Texas Tech.
It's never great.
Oh, I was just gonna say the Texas Tech game. The offense was awesome, and this game, I thought we would struggle against the zone that Syracuse runs, but it was executed so perfect. We did everything right in that zone, putting McCaffrey at the free throw line, getting the ball to him, and letting him make decisions from there. One of the better coaching moves that I think Fran has ever made. It was just phenomenal.
Selfish decision putting his son in that position to succeed, you know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
Yeah. If at the start of the game you would have told me that Riley Till was going to play meaningful minutes and we were not going to lose the game, I would have called you a liar. Because typically those two things don't go well together, Riley Till and playing meaningful minutes, but they played good. We did it.
Riley Till has actually always looked pretty solid every time he's played. He's a really good rebounder, and he doesn't shoot the ball, and he doesn't try to do too much, so I wasn't too upset with him playing. Obviously, it's because Penzel was hurt.
I'm not upset that he played, because it was just he had to because of our roster limitations going into tonight. And if at the start of the season, at any point, if you're saying that Riley Till is playing significant minutes against a Power 5 opponent, you're typically thinking not going to be a great game for us.
Didn't he play against
Oregon
an NCAA tournament last year? Okay.
Yeah, he played against Oregon last year.
He would be a solid contributor for Drake or you and I.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He's just a big body you could put in the middle of the zone, and he kind of excelled there tonight. He'd fight for long rebounds.
He's athletic.
Yeah. No, I think he did and just outstanding tonight for what he had.
Well, I mean, his brother-in-law is George Kittle, so.
Well, yeah, no blood, but yeah, the greatness.
But I mean, it rubs off, yeah.
Yeah, Joey, you got anything? You've been quiet here.
Well, you guys all been talking so much. No, I think it's well, I wouldn't say that. I think Till played fine. I wouldn't say he played outstanding. He didn't even take a shot, and he had 3 rebounds.
Exactly.
But I mean,
know your role.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. He's a good hustle guy out there. He's really athletic.
We're not calling him an All-American here.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but Luke said outstanding.
Well, for what he had to do, he was outstanding.
He didn't turn the ball over.
That's
outstanding.
He's like really athletic. If you watch him in the like pregame layup lines, he can dunk as well as anybody on the team. Which I guess really isn't all that surprising.
Except for Luka Garza.
Yeah. But
yeah, we.
How many points did Syracuse score? 48.
They had 18 in the second half.
When
they had 20.
When was the last time an Iowa team held an opponent to under 50 points?
They had 54, Luke.
Oh, well, slap time.
When's the last time an Iowa team held a team under 60 points?
That's fair. That's a fair point as well. I mean, it was just...
Cal Poly.
Did we really?
When's the last time Iowa held a good team, or a team that has actual Division I basketball players under 60 points? There we go.
Okay, not this year. There you got me.
But no, the defense in the last week has looked extremely good. Even against Texas Tech, they were able to lock them down pretty well. It's so much better this year seeing we could play zone or man, and we are comfortable in each situation. Where last year I was not a huge fan of our zone in previous years under Fran because we doubled too much and big men come up to help when it's not really necessary, and a screen up top the key. And they haven't really been doing that much over the last couple weeks here, and that's just great to see because our defense is certainly benefiting from it. We have less wide open men underneath the hoop. So
they did struggle against San Diego State. They gave up 28 points to that Flynn guy in the second half.
San Diego State's good.
Yeah, but I mean...
But you're right.
And I mean, that guy just literally caught fire. Like, we were struggling on defense against him, but he was still making just shots that had no business finding the bottom of the hoop. So it's just a phenomenal week for basketball in Iowa here. 2-1. That win is huge because it keeps us moves us to 6-2, and I think Iowa fans would start to get a little sour if we would have dropped to 5-3 on the year. Especially with our next 3 games are Michigan, Minnesota, Cincinnati, and then we have like Savannah State. But then we go to Chicago and play a decent Cincinnati the last Iowa State. I mean, we go to Chicago and play. And then we go to Chicago and play Cincinnati here on December 21st, which I'm thinking I'm very close to making a trip to go see that one. So, I think
you should wait and see how the next couple games pan out.
I'm starting to feel comfortable, especially I know Sam's going to jump on me for this comment, but the way Michigan is playing tonight, we can hang in there.
The number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, but
we're going to go into Ann Arbor.
They just look...
I literally will shave what I said. I'm not going to say it again in the top of my head if we beat Michigan in Ann Arbor.
Hey, stop me if you've heard a take similar to this before. If we hold Jonathan Taylor to 100 yards and a touchdown, we might win. If we play our best game ever against a very good Michigan team, we could be in it.
But
I'm fully expecting us to get annihilated, but I'm going to probably still be pissed while it's happening because they're going to tease us. You know that they will. Joe will drop like 40 in the first half and then won't score in the second half.
Oh, like Tucson against Iowa State. Oh,
that was heartbreaking.
That was still the greatest.
That second half sucked so much dick to watch.
God, I don't want to talk about it. That was so bad.
What are your takes on Jordan Bohannon now? Is he redshirting or no? I'm firm on the no.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, is he the GOAT or because, yeah.
That's obvious. He's the GOAT of three-pointers at Iowa. But I don't think there's
It's only a matter of time before CJ laps him.
Well, that might be true because Frederick...
Not even... No. Get out of town.
So, seriously, what are your thoughts on Bohannon redshirting?
I think if we could win one of the next 2 of the next 4 games, he'll play.
My take on it is the same as it's been all year long, which is if he is healthy enough to contribute in a significant way, then I don't want him to. But like, if his injury is going to prevent him from playing at like the level that we need him to, I would much prefer him to take the red shirt and be on a good team next year.
Yeah, but okay, the last week I would argue that he looks like the Bohannon from last year.
Yeah, and if that's the case, if he's healthy enough to do it, I'm fine with him playing out this year. But I just don't want him, like, I feel like everybody's kind of got that thought in the back of their mind that's like, he's kind of just like a small injury away maybe from like being not who he can be and then like playing too far into the season to get that red shirt.
Yeah, Joey?
You could get hurt in basketball any time of the year. Like, he could get hurt next year, and then what?
I understand that. I'm just saying, like, we know that there's like lingering injuries with him right now. But if he can keep playing like he has the past week, I am all for him 100% playing out the rest of this season.
Joey, what do you think? I think you're going to say he plays.
I think he should play, especially with our injury situation now. He shot 14 threes tonight. That's a lot. He only had 15 shots, and 14 of them were threes.
J.R. Smith shed
Okay,
a tear somewhere.
sounds like you're complaining. Are you complaining? Hold on, please tell me you're not complaining.
I'm not complaining, but he did only make 5 of them.
Yeah, but, okay, you have to take into account...
Well, he missed his first 5.
Yeah, the Carrier Dome is different. It's like playing in it is a football field. The background kind of screws with your mind a little bit. Like, your deception can be a little, or your depth perception can be a little off. So, like, I figured our offense would struggle tonight, but he certainly turned that around in the second half.
Yeah, Joey, you know what I have to say to that?
Anybody would complain even slightly about Jordan Bohannon shooting the basketball. It makes you want to like kick you in the face.
Come do it, bitch.
Hey, shoot or shoot. Shoot to get hot. Shoot to stay hot.
Yeah, Sam and
he wasn't even missing that bad at all.
No, he rimmed out a couple early
They were
on.
just long or just short.
Yeah, but Sam and I were talking about this before we started recording, and we said he could start 0 for 50 from 3. Every time he shoots the ball, though, I'm not going to be mad about it. We'll be just as hyped as if he's 10 for 10 from the field. I want him to shoot the ball whenever he can because he is money when he gets it in the air.
I want him to force the ball. Like, I don't care. Like,
he could do no wrong. He could
eat, young king.
Yeah. That transitioned into a different player on the team. So Weezy looked good tonight, and I would say that's like the second game he's looked good this year. So what are our takes here on him? Because I was super worried before this last game or two.
Literally told you not to be worried, yet you still worried.
I mean,
I thought he was good. I thought he was solid tonight, but he needs to stand out. He didn't stand out.
Yeah, he started good. He made a couple of big threes early, but only had 13
He just
points
looks
still.
like a spot-up shooter, though.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he needs to like assert himself so much more.
He needs to be more aggressive. He needs a lot more Joe Toussaint in him.
Oh, please. I love that kid.
And also, I'm going to give a shout-out here to a player that many Iowa basketball fans strongly dislike. Shout-out to Connor McCaffrey, because that dude is balling right now. He's done so well in the last week or so, and like even the San Diego State game, we lose that game by 20 if he doesn't play. Like, it's not even close. He was really the only scorer we had going, and a lot of Iowa fans shit on him, and they still do, but he has been huge for us.
Because a lot of Iowa fans are freaking stupid.
Whoa, we love Iowa fans.
So we only lose the San Diego State game by 10 instead of 20.
Yeah, it's still a difference. It looks better. I mean, it certainly affects our...
We probably don't win tonight if Connor McCaffrey's not on the team.
He was so good in the position he played tonight, right in the middle near the free throw line. Made great decisions. okay, I understand that Iowa fans can get frustrated from time to time because he's Fran's kid and last year he made some questionable decisions in tight situations, but that has not been the case so far this season. Iowa fans need to back off of him because he has taken a step forward in my eyes. All right. So, does anybody else have anything they want to say about basketball before we move along here?
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks?
Yeah.
It's a tough stretch coming up.
And I'm not too concerned about the Michigan game.
All right.
I'm not sure that we'll win, but
Hawks by 20?
No.
At least.
That might be a mistake on Joey's part right there saying that. I am still certainly worried about that game, but because they did beat North Carolina and Gonzaga last week, who were both top 10 opponents. However, I do think...
So, we beat Texas Tech.
Yeah, but then Texas Tech lost to Creighton the next night. I'm not taking anything away from that win because it's still a huge win for Iowa. Great resume builder.
Texas Tech was super unproven.
Yeah.
And, well, the good thing about Creighton losing to Texas Tech, or to Creighton beating Texas Tech, is that nobody was watching that game. So, because that was late game. Consolation.
Shout out Luka Garza also because he's just been a monster this year. Is he still leading the Big Ten in scoring? Does anybody know that?
I don't think he ever was.
Yeah, he was. He was averaging like 27 a game there after his 32-point game against Little Sisters of the Poor a few games back. But, all right. Basketball team, tough stretch. Let's win 2 or 3 there, hopefully. And keep on chugging along, build a solid non-conference resume, and hopefully get to Big Ten play healthy. All right. Now, we have to talk about one of our sponsors. It's Safeguard Eastern Iowa with Brian Myers. If you're a small business person and have limited resources, contact Brian Myers at Safeguard Eastern Iowa to help you out. Safeguard has all of the products you need to help you operate and market your business. The best thing is that Safeguard's products and services are priced for small businesses, so it saves you money. Call Brian at 815-535-6840 for more information today. That's 815-535-6840. And now we move on to Keith Duncan Appreciation Hour here because that man just has the biggest brass cojones in the United States. He's Iowa's favorite kicker. He should be the Lou Groza Award winner. That's yet to be determined. But Hawkeyes take down Nebraska thanks to the golden foot of the 47-yard field goal from Keith Duncan.
Were any of you nervous at all?
No, not at all. Like, he came onto the field, and I'm like, okay, obviously there's a sense of nerves with it, but like, I'm so confident in Keith Duncan. He is literally unfazed in any situation he's been in his career. He beat Michigan as a freshman at Iowa, and now he beats Nebraska as a junior. Like, that's just huge to have that reliable foot on your team.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely rigged that Blankenship came back in that vote. I don't know how that could have happened.
I don't know how he still has years of eligibility. He's been there for as long as Perry Ellis was at Kansas.
Blankenship? I've never even heard of him. Which
really?
Means he should definitely not win the Lou Groza Award.
To be fair, Duncan's been here since Nam too, it seems like.
He's gone through hell and back. But, no, it was a great game for the Hawks. Hopefully y'all saw it, Austin. But it was... The Hawkeyes got off to a hot start. In typical Iowa fashion, let Nebraska crawl back into the game and tie it, and then absolutely rip their hearts out. And there was absolutely no other way I would want that game to go, because Nebraska fans were so pissed after.
I thought we were going to lose so bad. I was like, oh my God. We had that game in the bag. We should have won by 30,000. Like,
that would have been quite the ass kicking.
Yeah. Like, there's like the Stanley's pick six was so bad. Like, there's literally nobody open.
We've kind of been waiting for like one of those "what in the fuck are you thinking" Nate Stanley pick sixes or just interceptions all season long, and he waited until the last game to throw that at us because last year he was good for one of those, like, every other game or every game. Doesn't really have them this year until he did that. And I was just like, he was just baiting us into thinking that he was going to go a whole season without throwing one of those.
And then Kai Sargent's fumble.
That was
I literally ripped my hair out. I couldn't believe it.
I thought we were going to lose right when that happened. What was there? There was under 5 minutes to play for sure. I think
it was like 2-something.
Yeah, we had just crossed the 50-yard line, and he pukes it up. Like
thank God.
Immediately after he rattled off that like 30-yard run too.
Yeah, that was.
Thank God Scott Frost is so dumb.
Yeah, and
Martinez falling down or going out of bounds.
What the hell is he thinking?
And then Kirk finally paying us all back for Ohio State in 2009.
Well,
he finally got us back.
We were in
6 seconds left. Didn't take a knee.
We were in a tougher situation in that game in 2009 than this one. Or we were in a better situation in 2009 than this game. I think we had like a timeout or two, and we needed less yardage.
50 seconds left.
Yeah. And this one we were on our own 30, 35, I think. No timeouts, 41 seconds to go. In what world does Kirk Ferentz go for that? Like, I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Sam Laporta's world.
We're going to overtime here. No, but there's they took multiple shots on that drive down the field. The one to ISM and then Laporta down the middle. It was just...
That was a catch.
Flawless execution. Wait, yeah, Regani's was absolutely a catch also.
100% catch.
That was the worst call I have seen in a long time.
That game was so poorly officiated.
Yes.
It was so bad.
So, like, what if Regani had caught the ball and done 3 rolls and then dropped it? Or what if he had done 5 rolls and dropped it? Like, where is the cutoff? Does he have to get up, like stand straight up, and then just set the ball back on the ground for the play to be over, or what? I don't understand what their rules are.
I understand if if they would have called it an incomplete on the field, like, okay, whatever. You probably can't overturn that. But the fact they called it complete on the field, and then after looking at the replay 100 times, called it incomplete. Oh.
Yeah, that, and then...
Oh, man. If I was Brian Ferentz, I would have got kicked out of the game right there.
Was it the ISM
he wasn't
catch?
in the press box to scream at the officials.
Yeah, that's true. And then was it the ISM catch where he got hit in the head and is that the play where they picked up the targeting?
Yes. They called it targeting and then overturned it.
How?
Or when Tyler Goodson got face masked and got hurt, but we got a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
What?
That it was like, I don't know how you pick up that targeting penalty. That was one of the worst. That is like literally, you can't look around that.
They never overturn targeting. They never overturn that.
That was
100% targeting.
Yeah. I think I saw after the game, I don't remember who, but it was an Iowa reporter came out and said that Hayden Fry always disliked the replay official for this game when he was an on-the-field ref because he never gave Iowa a call.
Oh, man. There was just a lot.
Makes you think.
There was a lot that went against the Hawks in that third and fourth quarter, and they overcame it. And the game kind of did turn on that Goodson injury there when he got taken out of the game, which was super unfortunate. But I haven't really heard anything on what it is. Is it anything serious?
He's fine.
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We literally have like a month and a half until we play again.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. You never know. It's good to have him.
One of my biggest gripes from the game is that our offense was too good, too fast. So it kept our defense tired because our scores happened so fast and they were such long plays that the defense didn't have enough time to get rested up so they could just kick the ever-living shit out of Adrian Martinez and those Huskers.
Can we talk about Phil Parker not winning or not being voted one of the top assistant coaches in the country?
Yeah,
but Oklahoma's defensive coordinator was.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, like Oklahoma gave up 48 points to Kansas State and 40 to I think around 40 to Iowa State. Like they're just not. That's crazy.
It just makes you think like how these like votes are come like what? How does they think of this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, Iowa had the 6th scoring defense and 12th overall defense in the country this year. And that was pretty much the sole reason that we had 9 wins, because God knows the offense wasn't taking us places. And it just ridiculous. Along those same lines, how in the hell does Geno Stone get left off of the all Big Ten teams for defense?
It's all about stats, unfortunately.
That's ridiculous, because you cannot tell me that there were 3 better safeties in the Big Ten than Geno Stone this year.
There weren't.
That dude's just a monster. He's like got a head he's got a very good football head on him, and he's super aggressive, and he will kill a guy on the field at some point. I'm almost certain of that.
I thought that about Lomax too.
Well, Lomax.
J-Lo, shout out.
Yeah,
to Matt the Catholic.
Well, Lomax did kill the Purdue quarterback on the field during the undefeated season. You remember that hit?
No.
I don't. Can you pull that up on YouTube, please?
He caused a fumble off of the hit. It came from the secondary. Purdue quarterback was scrambling to the left, tried going forward, got smoked. I believe he came out of the game for a little while and fumbled the ball. Surprised you don't remember that, but whatever. That's fine. No, and then from the Nebraska side of stuff, it was just awesome to keep him out of a bowl game. It was awesome to see Scott Frost bitching blaming his players in the post-game press conference, and it was awesome to see Keith Duncan wag his finger at the bench.
That was so epic. I can't get over how unbelievably epic that was.
Yeah,
and the fact that
the kisses.
The officials let it go. I'll forgive all the terrible calls in that game just because they let that go.
Well, they
even though it wouldn't have done
up
anything
for a while and thought, what can we do to fuck Iowa one more time this game?
Yeah, but it's after the play, so it's not gonna field goal's still gonna be good. So let's just let it go.
Honestly, though, I have no fucking clue how Scott Frost has any player in that locker room buying into him and believing in him, because after every single loss, he's out there calling out their effort and their desire or just their straight up skill. Like, he has trashed this team all season long. If you're a player for him, how do you suit up every week and be like, this is the guy that we want to go to battle for? Because at the end of the day, he blames the players, not himself, for everything that goes wrong with Nebraska football. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't know why recruits would want to go there. Or like when he goes and visits recruits' house and their parents are sitting there with them, you would think that the parents would have enough awareness to see some of the press conferences he's put out in the past and think, oh, well, this guy doesn't hold himself accountable. Why would I want to send my kid there? Like, that's just stupid and reckless as far as I'm concerned.
That's why I do, as big of a douchebag as I think PJ Fleck is, that's why I think I like PJ Fleck better than Scott Frost, is because at least when Minnesota loses, he takes some ownership and he doesn't like force the blame on other people. It's ridiculous how Scott Frost does that.
He's not out there like calling the team's effort or like athletic ability into question. Yeah. I can't believe that, like, on multiple times this year he's come in and been like, well, I inherited like a mentally weak class, or they weren't out there like competing. I'm just like, could you ever imagine Kirk Ferentz saying that about an Iowa team?
No.
No.
Kirk Ferentz would take every bullet for his team before he would ever throw a player under the bus like that. But it's just great because, okay, looking back on the season here, like, what are your thoughts? Because I still think it is a slightly disappointing season, but I'm certainly okay. I'm very content with how it is now that we're 9-3 and going to a solid bowl game probably. Like, I don't know. I mean, we beat the best Iowa State team that they've put out. We beat the best Minnesota team that they've put out in this century. Like, how do you guys feel?
I feel good.
You can't be upset about 9 wins, but at the same time, we're a dozen plays away from being, like, at worst 11-1 this year, and it was because of like the same our 3 losses were because of the same things every time. It was just like poor play calling, bad execution. Like 9 wins is great, but at the same time, this season could have been so much better if we do just a handful of things differently than what we did.
Yeah, the good thing from this season is that we didn't lose a game that we shouldn't have. We didn't pull that this season.
True.
But the bad thing is we lost to the 3 best teams we played. It would have been nice if we could have pulled out at least one of those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 9-3, you can't really be upset with that, given that all your losses were to pretty good teams, but you'd like to see them overcome and win at least one of those games.
Yeah, but this is going to translate well to next year because we have a very, very tough schedule again next season. We go to Ohio State. We're in Happy Valley, I believe. Iowa State's still on the schedule. Wisconsin's still there.
We go to Happy Valley and to the Horseshoe in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's going to be not great for my health.
Spencer Petras is going to make those teams his bitch.
If we win one of those games, I'd be ecstatic.
Spencer Petras is going to make a lot of teams his bitch.
Yeah. Okay, question. I know this is looking way too far into the future. Would we rather beat Ohio State on the road or Penn State on the road, who we haven't beat Penn State in the last 5 years?
Penn State. I'm Penn State.
No. Ohio State has been the best team in the Big Ten and a top 5 team in the country the last 10 years. Ohio State,
that's
150%.
That's
the last time we beat them was 55-24. If we beat them again at the Shoe, can you imagine the amount of likes and retweets we're all going to get from all the trolling?
No, but think
winning at Happy Valley, we've done that before. No.
Yeah, okay, but we're expected to lose to Ohio State. Every time we play them. Whatever,
exactly.
That's fine. But for Penn State, think of the losses we've suffered.
You literally just proved my point.
Think of the losses we suffered to Penn State over the last 3 years.
What's one more to get a W at the Shoe?
Okay, I know it's super unlikely. I know it's super unlikely. But let's say we lose. Okay, we lose one game next year, and we're sitting 11-1. Wouldn't you say it looks better if that one loss is to Ohio State instead of Penn State?
No, it doesn't matter. Why would it matter?
I think
if it was to Penn State and then we beat Ohio State.
Yeah, you beat Ohio State.
You're thinking way too much about this.
And it's more likely to be considered that it was the loss to Penn State was a fluke game. If we beat Ohio State.
If Penn State beats Ohio State, they won't just beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game.
And boom,
if Penn State was in the West, I would agree with you, but they're not. So I don't give a shit. Ohio State, twice on Sunday.
3 times on Sunday at Chick-fil-A.
All right. Also, one more shout out to Epi because
Are you okay, Luke?
I'm fine.
I feel like I just destroyed you there.
Epi might have worked his way back into a top 10 pick over the last couple games. 14 tackles.
He was always a top 10 pick.
Epi's coming back.
I agree. I
worse.
think Epi's returning. I think
you guys are crazy.
Wirfs will go.
Yeah, I don't believe that is going to happen.
Wirfs will come back before Epinesa does.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Can we pull up our over-unders? Season's over.
No, wait till after the bowl, man.
Yeah, we'll do a
bowl game stats.
Most of them were regular season.
We didn't specify.
We all took the over on Duncan field goals, right?
Yeah. Well, last year you remember how we did that award ceremony at the end of the year for. So we'll do the over-unders then. We'll release them then too. All right. We're going to hit an ad from our final sponsor here. It's Demer Oil, based out of Dubuque County. They got locations in Worthington, Monticello, and Holy Cross. It's officially wintertime. Get LP, get gas, oil, whatever you need. Make sure your house is warm. Everything's running fine for you. Visit their website at demeroilinc.com. It says lube on their homepage. And their phone number is 1-800-433-3835. That's 1-800-433-3835. Ask for Steve or Toby Demer. Alrighty, guys, we're going to move along to our final two segments here. Austin, do we have thoughts from space?
Yes, we do.
Alrighty, let her rip.
Just a second, got to get them pulled up here. Okay. This week we're gonna have like a 50% child warning. Like it's been worse, but also some of it's not the greatest. So
just go ahead and plug your kids' ears.
Yeah. Okay.
Or one of them.
Yeah, just one of them. The one that's closest to the speaker. Okay. Nebraska recap. Lincoln was never bad on my list, and maybe I had a bad experience because I was mocking the dicks behind me, but I 100% now believe that Nebraska fans are a cult. I almost punched a guy in his pussy because he believed the stadium was at capacity when there were two sections almost bare and empty seats all around me. And he was with Iowa fans, and that was with Iowa fans making the trip. He tried to say Maryland and Rutgers also filled the stadium. No matter what, they cannot be reasoned with. If you thought state fans were bad, Nebraska is the fucking Mormon cult of college athletics. I sincerely hope they all drink the Kool-Aid. Keith Duncan. The field goal was the second best thing about Keith Friday. Having a devil's threesome with Mrs. Frost was number one. Imagine how she felt having never been with a man, and then having a man and God at the same time. Shout out to Big Nuts for making the trip worth it, and I hope the penicillin shots worked. AJ Epinesa appreciation. Please come back. Please, God, please. I know having juniors leave and go early in the draft is good, but we've been so close to taking the next step, and it's always because we lack talent at the spots where guys leave early. Imagine if J-Bo redshirts. That team next year, Sweet 16 caliber. The starting lineup with 3 guards, Wieskamp and Garza. Fucking woof. That's enough to get Stephen Hawking hard. Final thought. If you put up Christmas shit before Friday, I hope you get chlamydia for Christmas. It's unnecessary and disrespectful. AB comeback of the week. Dalvin Cook. That motherfucker better be done for the season or get his ass back to 100% this week because my fantasy championship run depends on him.
Hey.
That's all we got.
I hope Dalvin comes back too. Yeah, no, it was a good week for that. Space Cowboy was on his game there. Joey, you got anything for your Urban Dictionary read?
No, I'll have to think of something to do in place of Urban Dictionary. That was just a football thing. Well, I guess once the bowl comes out, I got one left. You play many games. It's just.
Well, just pick one. Just pick one a week.
No. Listen, I'll think of something. All right.
Okay.
One final thing. One question for you guys here. Okay, so reevaluating the basketball team now. At the beginning of the year, we were all around like 19 or 18 wins, I think. Would you like to adjust?
I thought mine was in the 20s.
Yeah, Joey was 20, I think. Or 22.
So no, I'll stand where I am because looks like someone is right so far.
I think that I'm going to stay pretty much where I was. I know that we've had a couple wins early in the season that we weren't really expecting, but also we've played some games where the issues that we thought we might have popped up. It's just kind of difficult to tell who we are at this point. So I'm going to stick with us. They are who we thought they were. That's true. So I'm going to stick with them being like around a 19-win like bubble tournament team. Just for the time being, because there isn't enough tape out on them right now.
That's a chicken shit take.
Are we going to do this every 2 weeks? We can get to reevaluate our... Like, we can't... Why are we talking about this? We all made our predictions.
No, the predictions are going to stay the same. I think we're around 19 wins, too.
I think he's just giving you a shot to recant your swastika statement from last week, Sam.
No, that didn't affect my... That was after we predicted season wins. I'm sticking with what I said.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty. Has anybody got any final comments?
Oh, yeah. So I went to Panda Express before coming here to do this tonight, and my normal order is a plate with chow mein, honey walnut shrimp, and orange chicken. And I got there, and I just did the drive-thru, and they're like, there's only 5 shrimp left, so you can either wait to get more of it, or we'll just give you like a small entree for free. I was like, just give me the free entree. So I got a plate plus a free small entree. So things were looking pretty good for me so far tonight.
And the fact that he was able to do the podcast not from the toilet is astounding as well.
Shout out Austin for that. All right, anybody
Shout
else?
out Austin's balls.
Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Hawkeye Tailgate Report. You can subscribe to the show on Podbean or iTunes. Follow us on Twitter. The show's Twitter is @go_Hawks Iowa. Mine is Myers_Luke. Joey's is Joe Mama 2196. Austin's is Myers Austin, and Sam's is SAMMMIDD. Hawkeye basketball team, keep her rolling here. Get more quality wins along the way, and go Hawks.